the excuse you are giving now is that it is difficult to start a business in 2026. I'm not going to lie. It is difficult. But then if you want to allow that excuse to hold you back, that will be the most disservice that you can actually be doing to yourself. See, the business is something that everybody should have. I have come to the point in my life where I can tell you that me starting a business many years ago was the best thing that I ever did. See, there were so many things that tried to break it, that tried to stop it. And it got to a point and I was telling myself, if everything, is trying to stop this business, everything is trying to, sorry, just going to put up the AC so that it doesn't disturb the sound, all right? If everything is trying to make this business crumble, make it not work, there must be something there for me. This is one of the ways you check. Things that do not have anything in it, they are always very easy. You start out, before you know it, you already have what you're looking for in your hand. You see, if you want to drink a bottle of beer, it's so easy to go about it. All you have to do is to go to a bar, buy a beer, and you're already drinking it. And if you want to drink to stupor, you can immediately do it as long as you have some money in your pocket, all right? But a business is not like that. You could even have a lot of money in your pocket. You could have a lot of experience. You could have a lot of time. But somehow, because of the character of a business, it is what it is, it just gets difficult to get off the ground. There are so many intricate reasons for that. And this is exactly why it is something that you should give it a goal, because the more difficult something is, sometimes I'm telling you from my own personal experience, the more difficult something is, the better the return on that thing. Sometimes it's very easy to get a job. If you want to get a job right now in a warehouse, one of the easiest things, you want a McDonald's job, one of those shitty jobs, you just walk in, all you have to say is, I'm ready to work and I'm ready to accept any amount you pay me, I'm going to work. Then you're going to be landing that job easy. But if you want to start a business, it's going to task your mental health. It's going to task your energy. It's going to task your identity. It's going to task your patience, your resilience. Every adjective that has been used to describe, who you are as a person, your dedication, your flexibility is going to task every area of your life. But the beautiful thing is that while the business is tasking all these areas, you are unlocking a different kind of skill set that's going to make you a superhero. I'm telling you, because when I started, if somebody had told me like this, perhaps I would have been motivated to go all in. And I'm telling you now, because I didn't have this kind of an insider story. Somebody didn't tell me, like, sit down, you want to unlock your most highest potentials. You want to unlock those keys that a school will not unlock for you. You want to start a business. If somebody had told me that and told me, look, it might be shitty for a very, very long time. You will suck, you will fail, you will receive all manner of rejection. If they had told me this, perhaps I would have said to myself, you know what, I want to go for it. All right. But I wasn't told that. I was just, dabbling into the unknown, getting in contact with so many questions. Some of them took me years to answer why these things are like this. Some of them still not answered. But every level that I got to, I just kept unlocking new sets of skills. And these skills today, I kept stacking them one after the other. Dedication to work, the attitude to work, the attitude towards money, seeing money for what it is, something that you use, money is not the end point, guys. This is something that I also had to learn. All right. You just need money, to create more wealth. It's just a tool, just like you need space, you need a warehouse, you need a table. Money is just a tool. All right. Begin to stack all these keys. And before you know it, I got to the point where I now see failure and I tell failure, you are just wasting your time, because I have become unstoppable. I have gotten those skills that I need to actually, make things happen. When I see the benefits that I have gotten for myself over these years, pretty much over 13 years of running a business, of, going through the highs and lows of having a business, when I see the benefits, and I'm asking myself, why is it that young men, young women no longer want to even give it a try? They don't want to try. They don't want to even, move a needle. All right. The only thing they tell you is that, no, it's difficult to start. I don't know what to do. There's so many competitions, right, left, and center. What will I sell? What kind of service will I render? This is, it's already, the idea of starting a business is already dead even before it arrives. This is the default setting of so many young men, young women. But then you have a lot of time as a young man. You have time on your hands to make all the mistakes that you naturally need to make to be successful in business. The problem is nobody wants to make those mistakes. Nobody wants to lose money. Today, people prefer to buy a new phone for 1,300 euros rather than putting that money into testing the waters and even losing it potentially. Nobody wants to take that kind of sacrifice. Nobody wants to play the long game. Everybody just wants to have something that they want to enjoy today. It could be a game, it could be a phone, it could be a new sneakers, Nike, Adidas, a new watch. When you talking about business with these people, this is not for me, because I don't want to try it. I don't even want to, go into the hassle of trying to, query ChatGPT or an AI, to give me direction. Nobody wants to do that. And this is, really, really interesting, to say the least. All right. But then, even though we are being pushed back on trying to advise people to start a business for yourself, not for me, for yourself. If you want to be free, you want to escape the trap that you are currently in, you want to understand more about yourself, you want to develop some superpowers. Even though we talk about these things and the only thing we get is just pushback, nobody wants to try, it doesn't stop us from talking about it, because there's definitely going to be somebody somewhere that's going to see this video and say, wait a minute, let me give it a try. Let me see what I can do. I've got 2 hours every day to myself. I've not got responsibilities. Let me see how I can begin to test things. I could go out, buy some group of, some items. It could be electronics. It could be other hard goods, books, clothing. Let me try to put it on a website, say eBay. Let me sell it and see how the process goes. And if you try it and it's something that you enjoy, I'm telling you, that might not even be your last bus stop in starting a business. That might just be you coming in to test the waters. And that is exactly what you need to be able to filter out the things that you enjoy and the things that you do not enjoy. If you do not start any kind of business, you will not be able to know these things. You might understand, you might know it on an ephemeral level. Yes, I don't like dog food, or I don't like cat food, I don't like clothing, used clothing, but you may not be able to understand in detail if it is what you really like or not. Some people start a business and only to realize that, oh, I didn't know this is what I actually enjoy doing. Right now, I can do this all day long. The same thing happened to me. When I started, I wasn't selling computers, I wasn't selling laptops, I was selling furnitures, beddings, used bed and stuff like that. This was my natural habitat. In between, I have computers here and there, but right now, the furnishing aspect, the beds, mattresses and stuff like that, those had to go away. Couches, this was one item that made me a lot of money, me selling used couch. At the time I had an SUV, who put this thing in it and who put up the advert, and somebody buys it, I go and deliver this thing. Sometimes I have to take these couches up to the 3rd or 4th floor of some of the apartments that we're making deliveries to. That made me a lot of money. But later on, I saw that it wasn't sustainable. All right. I didn't know, because initially I thought that this was what I was supposed to be selling. And then I realized that there was another area, which is used computers, monitors, laptops, and stuff like that. See, not only the fact that I now understood a lot of things about myself, I developed some special skills And some questions that took me years to finally find the answer, I ultimately found it because of the patterns I kept noticing why I was running a business. I kept noticing that, look, if you put intention to anything at all, it doesn't matter what it is, if you put genuine intention behind it and you go on and do the work, there is definitely going to be some interaction between your mind that has put in so much intention on that thing which you are trying to achieve and the universe, and it has never failed. This was a pattern that I also had to realize simply because I was doing a business. I didn't realize this when I was going to school, when I was doing my bachelor's. I didn't realize this when I was even doing my master's program. But the business that I put my hands into, haven't done it for a very, very long time, I came to realize that this is ultimately true. I don't think I would also have realized this if I was just working a regular job, showing up and just saying, yes, sir, every day. I would not have realized that, look, if you put your genuine intention behind a goal, let's say you want to achieve something, you want to be a top rated seller on a platform, say eBay or Facebook or wherever, Amazon or wherever it is, all right? You put your genuine intention behind it and you go on out to do the work that thing requires. Do the bare minimum that you can. Of course, I always explain on this channel, you doing the bare minimum doesn't mean that it's going to be cheap, it's going to be easy. Put in your best. The universe has a way of connecting with your mind. If your intentions are genuine and you really, really want that thing so badly, you are going to get it. This is what I have discovered for myself. If you go out, start your own business, figure out certain things, you're going to discover things definitely by yourself. I want to encourage you guys today, try as much as possible. If you've got time left, I understand that it might be very, very difficult. Time is of the essence. This is what we all fight against. Nobody has this time left. Some of us, our jobs have taken all our time. Some of us, family commitment, life issues has sucked up your time. But if you still have a way of figuring out how you can get an hour or 2 hours a day, instead of sitting down on the couch, just chilling out, eating chips, I have no problem absolutely whatsoever with you eating chips. But I'm just saying, instead of sitting down, doing nothing, just scrolling on TikTok, try to get your hands dirty in starting a business. It necessarily doesn't have to be called a business from the beginning. It could be a hobby. It could be you just posting content. It could be you going out, going to the gym, trying to see what you can do for yourself. But have something that you are doing. Don't just sit down idling your life away. It's going to change the game for you, and you are ultimately going to be glad that you ever took the first step many years later. I hope this video helps you. If it does, go ahead, smash the like button. Until I see you in the next one, peace.